And good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Ontario Soccer Centre Stadium here in Vaughan, Ontario for this Men's Ontario Cup final between Caledon FC and Ottawa St. Anthony. It's a cloudy and windy day here at the field, as we're going to see these two teams line up here for their player introductions and national anthems. Let's first introduce these two teams that'll be battling out. Starting out with Caledon FC. They currently play in the Ontario Soccer League. They got a record of 5-3-2 so far this season, and they've had to go through teams like Bradford, Ottawa International, Hervat Catharines, and a semifinal win against Aurora 2-1 got them here to this Ontario Cup final. They're going to be led in goal by Matthew Grant. The lineup with them is Jeffrey Gonzalez, Julian Ramjohn, Cameron Medwin, David Salt, Rodrigo Quiroga, Jordan Pitchinen, Michael Renzima, Dom D'Agostino, Luca Condata, Diego Gonzalez, Jeffrey Alves, Stavros Badunas, Dror David, Nikola Milosevic, Noel Allerton, Kevin Omakwa, and Michael Panino. And the coach is Stephen Hill. They'll be going against this Ottawa St. Anthony squad that's currently playing in the Ottawa Carleton League with a record of 7-5-3 this season. They've had to go through teams such as Wisla United, Windsor, Panathinaikos, the Polish Eagles from Kitchener, and GS United in the semifinals to get here to this final position. They'll be led in goal by number 99, Marco Brundia. His lineup in front of him is Kieran Spring, Sebastian Rodriguez, Lucas Halu, Faisal Al-Badri, Trevor Turner, Marco Natoli, Luigi Santerbano, Benito Corsi, Tyler Niles, Anthony Kalule, Isaac Johnson, Jordan Reyes, Nader Gadban, Ali Al-Badri, Michael Bastianelli, Saverio Panuccio, Osama Al-Sharif, and the coach is Nicolas Gatto. There the teams here as we get wind up here, as we've had an exciting few days of action here so far today. First with Vaughan Azzurri taking home the championship in the under-17 boys final, and in the girls under-17 finals, it was Brunton Bayhawks who took home the Ontario Cup final. This is our third and final game here of the day here at the Ontario Soccer Centre Stadium. My name is Martin Ohms here. I'll be giving you the play-by-play commentary for this match. Thank you guys, everybody who's tuned in all weekend long, and make sure to tune in next weekend for more exciting Ontario Cup action. Sports Engine is the official technology partner of Ontario Soccer and is the leading provider of sport life management tools for youth and amateur sports. Check out sportsengine.com to see how they can help keep your club running in stride on and off the pitch this season. That is Sports Engine. If it's your first time tuning in for the Ontario Cup, we'll be playing two 45-minute halves for a total of 90 minutes. And if the game does remain tied after those 90 minutes, we will go straight to kicks from the penalty spot, which we had to see in the Women's Ontario Cup final last night. The Ontario Cup is the provincial soccer championship, and it's the largest competition of its kind in Canada. One of the oldest sporting events in the country, the Ontario Cup was first staged in 1901 and has operated continuously with the exception of the World War II period. Each year, 12,000 athletes from all across the province compete for the championship. This competition commences in May with more than 600 teams drawn into either a knockout or a round-robin style tournament. This club tournament culminates with this final being here at the Ontario Soccer Centre in Vaughan, with the added prize of the National Club Championships here in the men's division being in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan for the winner of this match. We have special guest here, President of Ontario Soccer, Ron Smale here. He's going to come out here to hand out some handshakes towards the players here. And your referee for today is Marco Bristich. And he'll be leading the lines here for this match between Caledon and Ottawa St. Anthony. Two teams who haven't played against each other so far this year, very likely unfamiliar with one another. And we'll have to see how that will impact here, what kind of style we're going to be seeing from either of these two teams here in the match here this afternoon. The wind is starting to pick up here, and it's going towards that far side of the field. So it really shouldn't affect her either of the two teams, but you'll likely see a lot of the play going towards that far side of the field due to the wind conditions here. So we'll have to see as the game progresses how the teams will adjust to the impacting wind. As the teams come across here, we're going to have a quick pause here for just a moment here as the teams will line up for the Canadian national anthem. And here come the two teams ready to shake hands here, and we'll get action underway in just a moment. But before we do, let's recap the entire weekend's events here at the Ontario Cup Finals. We started out our day on Saturday morning at 10 a.m. We started out with the under-14 boys, Milton Magic, taking home the victory over Mississauga Dixie. That was followed by the Cumberland Cobras coming up from behind, winning the under-15 girls final against the London Youth Whitecaps. The under-15 boys was Woodbridge Strikers taking the Ontario Cup Championship over the London Youth Whitecaps with a victory there. And then we finished out our day with GS United winning over Durham United and Penalty Kicks in the women's field. This morning, we started out in under-17 boys. Ajax FC lost to the Vaughan Azzurri, and Vaughan took home the championship there with a 2-0 victory. And we just had the under-17 girls final. The Burlington Bayhawks defeated Saltfleet Stony Creek in the final. This is the final of the 7 games here, as the two teams will get their final quick warm-ups here as we're getting ready to take the field. It's going to be Caledon FC in the black. They're going to be, looks like they're going to be going from our right to our left on our screens back at home. And in the blue and whites, it's going to be the Ottawa St. Anthony, and they'll be going from your left to your right. Teams are just getting their quick last couple touches in on the field. Ottawa St. Anthony's going in with a huddle here, just to chat with their players here, get a little bit pumped up for this matchup here, because going through this men's Ontario Cup Championship is one of the most exhausting prophecies you have to go through. Honestly, the amount of teams you have to go through to get to this position is incredible. Caledon FC, we mentioned, they defeated Bradford in their opening round before going on in their round of 16 against Ottawa International, defeated them 1-0. A 2-1 victory over Hervat St. Catharines, and then a semifinal win against Aurora, 2-1. Got Caledon here, and Ottawa St. Anthony, they had to go through an even extra round, first having to play Vizsla United, winning 4-0 there. A 3-2 win over Windsor got them to the round of 16, where they had to play Panathinaikos, and they defeated them 2-1. A 3-2 penalty kick victory over the Polish Eagles from Kitchener got them to the semifinals, to where they defeated Scarborough GS United 4-2 in that semifinal. So a long journey here for this Ottawa St. Anthony, who are trying to get loud here with some good cheers going here. You gotta love when teams do cheers like that. It's a little bit of an intimidation factor, even when they get loud, because it gets the other team looking at you. As the two teams get ready to take the field here on this windy afternoon in Vaughan, Ontario. Good crowd on here, and traveled from Caledon or Ottawa to cheer on these two teams for the men's final. Having a look at here. Key players to look out for on both teams. You got to see the leading goal scorers here is Trevor Turner on Ottawa St. Anthony. Keep an eye out for him. Number 9. He's going to be battling it onto the top of the field with Sebastian Rodriguez. So look for Turner and Rodriguez to work on the top for Ottawa St. Anthony. Looking over on Caledon, some of the key players to look for, number 11, Rodrigo Quiroga, as well as Jeffrey Gonzalez getting those goals in for Caledon FC. And it's going to be Trevor Turner, we just mentioned a second ago. He's going to get the action underway here at the Ontario Soccer Centre Stadium. And it's the Men's Ontario Cup Final is live. And it's going to be Ottawa St. Anthony with possession as they get an early pass into midfield that gets intercepted by Caledon. Milosevic, he's going to handle the ball and put it back into the midfield. It's going to be working here with Medwin. Back to Milosevic. Milosevic is going to force that one in through. Doesn't find anyone going forward. And it's going to be settled in and knocked up the field by Ali Al-Badri. One in the air, Panuccio can't find a player there, and it gets going in here for Caledon. As the Caledon player, Badunas, gets knocked down, the referee, Bistich, says, get up, play on. And we're going to continue here as the ball will go towards the backside for Renzema. Renzima's going to play this one out wide, and Caledon's going to try and see if they can work it around on the far side of the field with Quiroga. Quiroga trying to find Gonzalez in the midfield, can't do so, and Ottawa almost comes quickly with the other way, but Renzima is able to block that through ball up for Turno. Gonzalez, he's going to carry this one forward. That player would have been offside if that pass got onto him, but it didn't get there, and Ottawa's going to resume in possession as the ball is going to go over to the left side of the field. That is Rodriguez. Rodriguez is going to get some help from one of his teammates, and they're going to bring it around midfield. Panuccio, he's the captain of this Ottawa St. Anthony team. He's going to play it back for his defense, and they're going to play ball down the line. Can't hold it, however, and it's going to go all the way past the touchline for throw-in for Caledon FC. Referee telling the Caledon player, stop with that run up no further, as they're going to take that throw in, and it gets down to the foot of Quiroga. He's going to pass it over to the left side. Gonzalez trying to play that one up, but it's going to be settled in by Ottawa. This ball is going to go all the way back for Brundia. One of the players I talked to before the game, Isaac Johnson, is the center back for Ottawa St. Anthony. Had to get a little bit of tape job done on the knee. So he's feeling good, though, however. Just a little bit of a knock from an earlier pastime. Shouldn't bother him here tonight. And he seems very confident in his team in this match. Renzima with it now. Doesn't see anything going forwards, and he's going to go all the way back to his keeper. That is Matthew Grant. And Grant's going to give it right back over to Renzima. Renzima down to the right side, under some pressure right away, and they're forced to kick this one down the line. And that's going to give the ball right back into auto possession. But they got to hustle a little bit to keep this one in. And Spring does well to hold this one in play. Spring inside for Johnson. They're going to play a 1-2, and Spring turns this one over. That could be dangerous as there's a shot coming in, but it's going to be saved as Badunas was able to force a turnover off that pass from Spring and get a first chance opportunity onto Marco Brundia, but he's able to get down right and make the save. Now carrying it up the field is Ottawa. They weren't able to get any further. There was Al Sharif, and it's going to be carried in here for Quiroga. Badunas to Quiroga. Quiroga's going to go from distance, and he just misses that one. He went for the laces there, got the power behind it, did Rodrigo Quiroga, but he wasn't able to get that one on to goal. Good early pressure coming in from Caledon FC as they're forcing a couple turnovers in the middle of the field on this Ottawa St. Anthony squad. It's going to be Brundia with the kick, and he's going to hit this one around midfield. But it's going to be one in the air by Caledon. Quiroga up for Pitchinen. Pitchinen brings this one back to Badunas. Badunas gets to the right side, and they're trying to play that ball up for Gonzalez. Can't find him, but hustling back to get back into position was Medwin, and he'll be able to settle. Medwin trying to switch this one over, and there you go. You see that direction of the wind. That ball just got held up, and that's going to allow Ottawa coming the other way. And Al Sharif's got a good run coming in. He's able to get through two players, but Medwin is able to come down, and he shuts down that run coming in from Al Sharif. Gonzalez trying to get to that ball first, but it falls its way into the foot of Medwin, and it's going to be settled in by Milicevic. Into the midfield, Quiroga. Quiroga's going to try and force his way through the middle, and Panuccio does well to hold himself there, and that through ball and can't get its way in for the foot of Turner. And Turner is putting his hands up saying, come on, guys, give me a better ball here. And the play is going to resume here with Renzema. Renzima's going to try and float a through ball in over the head of the Ottawa defense. Can't get it over the head of Corsi, and it's going to go over for a throw. There's Pitchinen. He's going to bring this one back, and it's going to be settled in by Caledon. That one looks like it's going to hit off the hand there, and that play is going to be called dead for a free kick after the handball. And this is going to be Caledon coming over to take this one. They're going to play this one in short, catching everyone a little bit off guard. And Ramjon is going to put it back into the right side for Medwin. Medwin's going to cross this one in towards the far post. Milicevic can't get to it as Al Sharif gets to it first, and he's going to work with Al Badri. As Al Badri is now going to try to come around onto the sideline. He has that one fall off his foot, and it's going to go for a throw-in. Quiroga in for Gonzalez. Over for Medwin. Medwin plays this one in behind Pitchinen. There is Badunas able to pass it off to Ramjon. Ramjon's going to give her back in for Pitchinen over on the right side. Can't get anywhere with it, however, and it's going to be an Ottawa throw-in, and they're going to take this one quickly. Deep throw-in down the line, and Ottawa try to go quickly the other way, but getting back into position was the defense of Caledon, and they're able to shut down that oncoming run. Good early pressure in this opening 6 minutes. A little bit of a high-tempo place as these two teams starting to get a little bit more familiar. You might see the game slow down a little bit, but as the two teams just start to feel each other out, get used to each other's styles and tempos since they're fairly unfamiliar with one another. We'll see it goes on as we have a jersey change happening here. Pitchinen was wearing a long sleeve, decided to take off the long sleeve, leave it out, and just put the jersey back on. Realized it wasn't as cold as he thought, and he'll return back onto the field to play as Al Badri trying to switch it over to the far side. Can't get over the head of Ramjon, and Omakwa is going to come up with it. Kevin Omakwa is going to keep going with this one, and coming all the way over has to be Spring, and he's going to have to work with his teammates to get that ball back into Ottawa possession, which they do. Panuccio. Up it goes for Turner. Back goes for Panuccio. He can't get it forward. Now Panuccio gets that ball back, however, and now they're going to try and send a ball up on the left side. Great ball in coming in through on the left side. One-on-one with Renzema. Going in through, tries to take a shot. Big save coming in from Grant as he stretches out to his left and makes a fantastic save. Play still continues here as they try to go towards the far post, and Ramjon's able to head it away. Ottawa St. Anthony getting close there as there was some great ball getting played over on the left side. And Ottawa St. Anthony was just inches away, but Matthew Grant, stretching out wide, was able to make the huge save onto the oncoming striker coming in for Ottawa. As we got a handball going in behind the play, and it's going to be this attack's going to be halted with a free kick. But it was a great opportunity there. That was Marco Natoli who had that opportunity right there. Natoli just did well, was able to get the end of that through ball, cut back, got Renzema out of position. He created that space from him. Natoli put a perfect shot. You couldn't do any better, but Grant in goal, just making the massive save to keep this game deadlocked on nils. Gonzalez trying to find Omakwa. Can't find him. And it's going to be settled in now by Al Badri. He's going to give it to Al Sharif. And Al Sharif's going to try to find Natoli once again. Here comes Natoli. He gets onto the end of this one. Natoli backheels it. Thought Turner was going to be there. He didn't turn around. And Turner was nowhere near in sight, however. And that's going to allow Caledon to hang on to this ball. Milicevic down the line. Quiroga back for Milicevic. He's made a run up now. He's trying to get it forward, but Panuccio with a good sliding challenge is able to shut down that oncoming run as Panuccio will get that ball in midfield. He's going to try and work this one quickly as he gets this pass over to his teammate, that's Rodriguez. And they now go over to the left side. Rodriguez now with it again. Plays it in for Natoli. Natoli, nice challenge there from Milicevic, shuts it down, but the pass will still find its way over to the right side for Al Sharif. Al Sharif is going to try and cut to the inside, but that touch was a little bit too far away from him. As right away, though, it gets turned right back over by Gonzalez, and St. Anthony will resume in possession. They're going to play a deep ball up for Natoli, and they can't get over the head of David. And Caledon will finally be able to settle this play down. It's the franticness still happening here as these two teams are just trying to play quick and direct as this one's getting played over. Pitchinen is offside, however, as he hesitated for a second to wait for that ball to settle down to his foot, but it was offside as the assistant referee raised his flag. Al Badri into the midfield. There's Panuccio. He's got time in midfield. He's going to pass it back over to the left side. And now they're going to try and get this one up the field for Turner. That one gets over the head, but it finds its way up for Natoli. Natoli gets away from that oncoming challenge. And Milicevic is able to knock it away from him. And Medwin, though, turns this ball right back over for Ottawa. It's a through ball in and a diving challenge as Renzema blocks that through ball in. And he's yelling at the defense, got to be more careful next time, as the Turner was almost let in through onto the Caledon goal. Here comes Turner over into the left corner. Good battle there between him and Ranger. And Turner trying to cross it there. Wasn't able to, but it's going to hit off of the Caledon player last. And it's going to be a first corner kick of the game. And it's going to go in favor of the St. Anthony squad. Players are lining up right around the penalty mark right now. One player is on top of the goalkeeper, Grant. Everyone is around that penalty mark, though, ready to make their individual runs. This one's a high looping one. Grant tried to get hands on it. It's still loose, and Grant falls on top of it. I saw he missed it. Then there was a huge scramble, and all I see is him falling on top of that ball. As we saw an Ottawa player get onto the end of that one, but just couldn't get enough to put it into the open goal. Play will resume with Ottawa. And it's Al Badri. He's going to bring this one all the way back to Kieran Spring. And they're going to be able to settle down. This Ottawa St. Anthony team, 40 goals for, 25 against this season. So they have had no problem scoring. They've been having some problems, though, giving up some goals as well. Going against this Caledon team who hasn't been scoring that much this season. Only 22 goals so far, but only 16 again. So not an easy team to score on. So Ottawa St. Anthony's just got to make sure whatever chances they get, they got to make sure they put them away. There's Medwin. He's going to go all the way back, though. And it's Renzema. Renzema still carrying with this ball. He's finding some space in around the midfield, and he's going to pass this one off to the right side for Ramjan. Ramjan trying to get down to the run of Omekwa, and he's going to give chase. So Omekwa getting a good battle there, and then the Ottawa player is able to hold his ground, but he gives the ball right back into Caledon possession with Gonzalez. Gonzalez into the midfield. His pass, though, goes in behind Pitchinen, and it's now being settled down by Al Badri. And Al Sharif now with it, and he's going to settle it down for St. Anthony as he's going to get it to Kalule into midfield. Kalule to Natoli. Natoli's going to loop this one in the air, and this one could be dangerous as David and Turner are battling for that ball in the air, and Turner is going to be the one who is able to stop that ball. Turner back and passes this one back to Al Sharif. Panuccio to Kalule. Al Sharif once again avoids that challenge coming in from Milicevic. The referee was going to play advantage there, but didn't see anything there, and it's going to be called back for a free kick. It's going to be Natoli onto the ball here for Ottawa St. Anthony. He's asking for some space on the two players in the wall there for Caledon. Check that just to the one as Pitchinen will drop off. He's going to loop this one towards that far post area, and it's going to be David who gets that first ball. Second ball headed on by Spring. Turner trying to put this one back into pressure, but no one was able to put it there, and it goes into the corner for Rodriguez. Rodriguez is going to bring this into the left corner. He's going to cross this one in, but David will clear this one aside. As Pitchinen has been back the field, he tried to keep this one in, but he wasn't able to, said the assistant referee, and it's going to be a throw-in deep into Caledon territory, as they'll go all the way back down the field. And Ottawa St. Anthony, Caledon came out here quick firing early, but as the game's starting to progress here, as we're nearing the 15th minute, Ottawa St. Anthony has been having a lot of the play in this Caledon end. Deep throw-in, and that's almost like a corner kick there. And Ramjon touched that ball last, and it's going to go out for another corner kick. And he looks toward his teams. And it looked like they might have thought that he would have had some time there, or could have let that one go by him. As most likely, just judging by that angle, they might have just been able to do that and would have gone out for a goal kick. But instead, it's a corner kick, which Ottawa St. Anthony will play short as Panuccio tries to get towards the near post, and Medwin is able to clear it away. And now here comes the counterattack, the other opportunity. Turning around there is Quiroga. Quiroga's going to try and play this one down the line, and Badunas is going to go after this one. Here comes Badunas. He's got one player there over on the far post, and he wasn't able to find Gonzalez, and Spring is able to work with Johnson, and they're able to send it back down the field to Kalule. Kalule. Al-Badri. Al-Badri's going to try and get it up for Turner. Turner's going to be able to settle. Out for Kalule. Natoli's asking for that one, but instead they're going to play the switch over all the way to the far side of the field. Good ball there as it gets over to Rodriguez. Rodriguez now trying to find someone to pass it into as they're able to get a cross away. But David is there, and he clears this one away first time, and it'll go out for an Ottawa throw-in. Milosevich looking towards the bench here for some instruction as the defense for Caledon seems to be under some pressure right now. Not sure what to do against this Ottawa attack. First big chance happened here early this game. It was Natoli with a great chance for Ottawa St. Anthony. Came in one-on-one, but it was a big save coming in from Matthew Grant, and this game still remains as zeros. But here comes Caledon with a chance now the other way. Omakwa tries to get it forward, couldn't get it by Spring, and Spring will be able to play this one into the corner as it's going to be settled in by Rodriguez. This one's going to get played down the line, and Turner's going to be able to settle with it. He wasn't able to turn around, though, as Ramjon got right on him instantly and was able to get it away from him as the ball will find its way all the way to Grant in goal. Caledon trying to settle the play down, and David has his hands up. One guy's wondering, who do I pass this ball to? And his only option is to hit this one in the air, and Johnson goes up onto the back of Pinchinen, and it's going to be a free kick for Caledon FC as Johnson went over the head of Pinchinen. Pinchinen a little bit slow to get up, maybe got a little bit of a knock onto his back, but back of his head actually looks like he's holding. But it looks like he's going to be okay and shake this one off. Medwin's going to leave this one for Quiroga. Ottawa trying to hold the line just on the edge of the penalty area, as this one's going to be lopped in, and it's going to be headed away. And it goes into the edge to the right side for Medwin. Medwin down to the right side, trying to find Omakwa. Can't find him as Spring is able to clear it away. Deep ball up over on the left wing as it gets over here for Natoli. It's a 2-on-2 break the other side. He's going to try and get it to the player running in behind everyone. That's Al Sharif. Al Sharif's got some space. He's going to try to take a shot, but he took a slip on the turf as he was winding up to shoot. And it's advantage over there for Ottawa St. Anthony, and it's going to be Caledon back into position. Gonzalez now with it. He finds Ramjon over on the far right side. He's going to try and play this ball in. That gets blocked, and Omakwa can't get it forward as it gets shut down through in midfield with Panuccio. Panuccio over to his teammate in. That's Gonzalez. Gives it back for Turner. Turner's going to try and carry this ball around. Can't find anything going forwards. Gives it back to Panuccio. And Panuccio's ball to the left side got blocked there as it's going to go out for a throw-in. Trying to find Turner right off the throw-in. Caledon's Ramjohn is able to hit this one down the line. And Pitchen is trying to drive to keep this one in. He thought it was his throw-in for a second there, but it's instead going to be an Ottawa throw-in. Ottawa continued. They've had majority of the possession so far, and they're continuing to do so here on this near side. It's Al Badri carrying this ball up. He's going to look for some blue jerseys in support. He finds one in Kalule. Kalule's carrying this one and finds Panuccio. He's going to make a run now as this one's going to get lobbed into the corner for Rodriguez, but it's going to be tough for Rodriguez to get to this one, and that's due to that wind. We've been saying it's going towards that corner, so you just got to take a little bit of weight off of those passes when you're playing it in towards that far side of the field, because the ball is going to carry a little bit further than to be expected. Ball will find its way all the way to Spring on defense. He's going to give it off for Johnson, and now it's Al Badri. Al Sharif has a run coming into the middle of Natoli, and Natoli is angry that he didn't get that ball sent to him as he was making that run towards that middle of the field. Al Sharif, though, dances around an opponent, and he's going to continue with the ball. Now he's going to give it off here to Turner. Turner's got a dangerous ball up the middle, and Badunas is able to clear this one away, and that ball's just going to get held up in that wind, and that's going to force Spring to play out with it. He's under some pressure with Pitchinen as the going to be called back in, as Pitchinen's going to get called for the jersey pull, and the referee's going to have a quick word with Pitchinen about this one, as it's going to be called back for a St. Anthony free kick. Good call there from the referee, as he wanted to see if there's going to be some advantage being played, but there was nothing to be in sight. Brundia playing this up in the middle as it goes now here for Johnson. Al Badri. Natoli, who's dropped back, finds Panuccio. He's going to leave this one in for Natoli as it goes in for Rodriguez. Here comes the through ball in for Turner. Turner cutting to his right foot. Turner coming in through, and there comes Grant sliding out of his goal, and he's able to get to that one. Good job there from the Caledon keeper, but a good run coming in from Trevor Turner, trying to cut to his favored right foot there, and that ball was just a little bit too far away from him to be able to reach that one before the diving goalkeeper. Sending it through over on the left side. The pressure's going to continue with Rodriguez. He's going to loop a high ball over. This one's just going to handle in the air, and Milosevic is going to clear this one as far as the midfield. Still running in through. Nice little run in coming in from Rodriguez, but there's a sliding challenge. All ball, says the referee there, though. And here comes Caledon to try and come the other way as the referee weighs advantage, as Quiroga is going to send it in for Pitchinen. Pitchinen is going to get over to the right side. Omakwa is onside, as the Ottawa players froze for a second thinking he was offside. Omakwa is able to get across into Pitchinen. Pitchinen sells this one. There's a low drive, but not much of a shot there coming in from Quiroga, as he had that ball settled into his foot from Pitchinen, but he wasn't able to pull a trigger. And now here comes Ottawa St. Anthony quickly coming the other way with Natoli. He has Turner over on the left side. Turner tried to play that ball right back in for Natoli, but it gets blocked. They're still going in here as Turner. Turner cuts in another cross this time. It gets blocked by Renzema, and it's going to be a corner kick the other way for Ottawa St. Anthony, as we were having an end-to-end game here. No score, though, between Caledon FC and Ottawa St. Anthony in this men's Ontario Cup final, as we're hitting the 23rd minute mark. Players are lined up around the penalty mark, as this one's going to get drawn in towards that near post. That one's going to take a bounce. Medwin can't clear it away, but there's a second player there. That was David, who's able to clear that one aside, and Badunas will get the final touch, but it's going to go back into Al Badri's possession for Ottawa St. Anthony, but he's not able to put this one back under pressure, and Caledon's pitching is able to settle it down with Omakwa. Omakwa in for Quiroga. Player gets knocked down from behind there, and it's going to be a free kick, and Al Badri not happy with this one, and the referee's telling them to keep the tempers down, and it's going to resume here. Final warning here for Ali Al Badri. Wasn't happy with that call, was him clearly there on that one. Here comes that ball crossed in by Ramjon. Johnson has a wide open header, and he's able to clear it away, and it's going to be settled in by Rodriguez. Here comes Rodriguez. He's going to carry this one around midfield. He's going to try and switch this one over to Al Sharif. Al Sharif leaves it for Kalule. Goes now over to the left side. That is Corsi. Corsi, though, loses that ball to Kaladin. And here comes Kaladin continuing here. Omakwa sends it in for Quiroga. Quiroga's offside, though. And he can't believe it. He thought he had a good opportunity onto the Ottawa goal. And it gets called back. And it's going to be offside going against Rodrigo Quiroga. St. Anthony's team will continue in possession here with Al Badri. Al Sharif's going to come over on an overlap, but they're going to play us into the middle of the field. Can't find Natoli as Medwin read that one cleanly. Renzima touches this one forward as Gonzalez is able to poke it forward. Pitchinen gets it back to Renzima, who's all the way up the field from his center back position, and Pitchinen's able to settle it. Leaves it back for Quiroga. Quiroga going onto the edge, cuts it back to his right foot now. Quiroga still with it, now looking for some support as Quiroga. He's still going with it, though, as he tries to cross. That gets blocked, and Quiroga's going to try a second opportunity. Cuts to his left foot, able to get it through, and it just goes out through the other side, though. As the pressure continues in for Caledon FC. This time it was Quiroga doing some good effort there onto the edge of the penalty area, but couldn't find anyone going into the middle of the net. Ball's going to settle in here for Al Sharif. Al Sharif going to leave it over to Natoli as it goes all the way back here for Al Badri. Al Badri down the line finds Al Sharif. Al Sharif's going to keep this one in, though, as he's going to give it back to Al Badri. Good movement coming in from Ottawa, but two blue jerseys try to reach for that one, and none of them came out with it, and it's going to be Milicevic who's going to be able to control this one. Under some pressure is Gonzalez. Is going to use the player there in David to help relieve some of that pressure. David up for Pitchinen. He's going to leave this one for Amakwa. And Amakwa's going to leave this one in through, but Johnson's going to play this one quickly as Badunas was up ready to go on to him. Al Sharif battling it against Milicevic. Plays into the middle of the field. Finds Natoli. Here comes Natoli carrying it through on the right side. Gets it over to Turner. Little 1-2 playing it with Turner is Natoli. He's looking to continue to go forward. Natoli's cross. He gets it blocked there as Renzima will slide down. And coming all the way back, though, is Badunas. And he'll boot this one all the way down the field to calm down this pressure coming in from St. Anthony. Getting it around midfield. Panuccio. Over to Rodriguez. Back for Panuccio. Kalule. Here's Al Badri breaking in free over on the right wing. Finds it down for Turner. Turner looking for some options. Doesn't see anything going forward. Has to go all the way back to Kalule. Kalule's going to wind up, though. He had himself some space there. Decided to go for it, but couldn't get much onto that one, and that one's going to roll right into the waiting hands of Matthew Grant. And Grant's going to use this time to tell his team some information. Tell the team you got to stop giving them so much space before booting this ball up the field to Pitchinen. Pitchinen does well to settle that ball. He's going to get it over to Omakwa over on the right side. Omakwa's going to go from distance, but that was a good 3 points over the net, as it's going to go for a field goal and out for a goal kick. That ball just bounced a little bit high in for Kevin Omakwa as he tried to settle that one in. Brundia is going to resume the play here for St. Anthony, though. And we're going to continue to go forward here. A little bit of confusion going on as play will resume here. I'm not sure what Caledon was wondering about right there, but we're going to continue here with Ottawa sending the ball up the field. That ball can't find its way up for Turner, as Badunas is now going to get control of it. He's going to give it off now for Gonzalez. Here comes the through ball in for Pitchinen. Pitchinen is through. Pitchinen hits off the post as he gets it by Brundia in goal. That one was rolling towards the goal, but it hits off of that loud ding off of the iron. And it was inches there for Caledon to tie this game right, to keep this game at take the lead, sorry. As craziness goes on here on the other side here with Natoli back into the opposite corner. Ottawa responding back with an opportunity themselves as they're trying to go right back under Caledon's pressure. Gonna switch this one over to the far side of the field. Al Badri is able to get it off to Al Sharif. Al Sharif in a nice little spin move gets away from Quiroga. They're gonna now cross this one in, and there's a diving play there from Renzima. Not too sure if it was necessary or not, but it goes out for a corner kick. So one chance for Natoli for going one way. Now we got one huge chance coming the other way for Caledon FC. And easily this game could be 1-1, but instead it is 0-0. As neither of those chances gone in, as looks like both teams are ready to make some substitutions at the next available opportunity, likely after this corner kick. Just fixing the shin pads here before taking this kick is Natoli. And here comes the ball in. Omakwa is able to head it away as far as Al Sharif. Al Sharif's going to lob this one back in. Spring with the header, but he can't get it onto goal. And it's going to go wide. And we're going to have this opportunity to make some substitutions over here on both sides of the field. As we're going to see... We're going to have to take a look here on all these substitutions. Turner is going to be the player coming off here for Ottawa St. Anthony. And coming onto the field to be Lucas Halu. Halu's going to come on. As we see coming off will be Omakwa. He's going to be replaced by Panino. Checking in as well will be Jeffrey Alves. And coming out will be Jeffrey Gonzalez. And the last player coming in is Noel Ellerton. He's going to replace Pitchinen and as a striker position. So a change up on the top for Caledon FC, as we're going to see some new blood up there coming in here with guys like Alves and Ellerton. There's Alves getting his first introduction into the game. He's going to head this one off to Milicevic, as it's going to be brought down by Ellerton. Ellerton for Quiroga. Quiroga's going to try and dance with this ball as he's trying to get this ball right back in for Ellerton. And Ellerton's going to get a good battle into the corner here, as it's going to be coming out with it will be Halu. Halu, though, turns it over right to Milicevic. Down the left side, Quiroga avoids that sliding challenge. He's able to get a crossover. Doesn't get much onto that one. And Brundia is able to come out of his goal and pick it up. Just over half an hour has been played. No score here in this Men's Ontario Cup final between Caledon FC and Ottawa St. Anthony, as Al Badri tried to keep that one in play. Wasn't able to do so. And it's going to be a throw-in for Caledon FC just on this near side of the field. Play's going to resume here with Medwin. Yeah, played over on the near side. Badunas, his through ball in the middle gets blocked, but he's able to hustle and win that one right back. Medwin over to Ramjohn. He gets it over to the far right side of the field, and they are able to keep this one in over on the far side with Panino. Here comes Panino. He can't get any further, but it goes all the way back for Medwin. Ramjohn back in for Panino. Panino turns it inside. Alves. Badunas. Badunas gets it over to his right foot, trying to play it through. Gets cleared away, though. As far as Milicevic, flying way over his head is Halu, though. And it's going to be a free kick going for Caledon, as Halu almost flew over the body of Milicevic. Communication going on right here with Coach Nicolas Gatto, talking with his Ottawa team, who's covering who in this situation. As I see Quiroga and Medwin lined up here, as the referee, Bristich, is just making sure they got the appropriate distance here. Just two players in the wall for Brundia. This one's going to get lobbed in. There's a header right to the waiting hands, though, of Brundia. Nice little header coming in from Ellerton. He was able to get up high, but it was just caught right to the waiting hands of Brundia, right at him, and it won't trouble him at all. But good ball played in there by Quiroga, as the Caledon FC is starting to turn the momentum over towards their favor with some chances themselves. Panuccio over the near side is Al Badri. Rodriguez back for Panuccio. Panuccio's going to switch this one over to the left side of the field. And here comes the player rustling in with some pace coming in through. He's able to get through two players, but Grant comes sliding out of his goal. And he's able to pick up that loose ball. Good run coming in from the Ottawa player on that left wing. Milicevic. Down to the middle. David. Now for Medwin. Able to find a player here. And Badunas is able to work up, get back to his feet and pass that ball up. But that pass won't go find anybody but Ali Al-Badri for Ottawa. Comes a looping ball up the field. Can't get it up for Rodriguez, and now Quiroga's able to settle it, and he's going to send it up, and Ellerton's going to give chase. Johnson's just going to look like he was going to think about shielding this one, but didn't want to take the chance, and he's able to get that ball back, and he'll play it over to the far side of the field for Corsi. Down on the left side is going to set it up for Rodriguez, just out of his reach, however, and that's going to allow Caledon to reset in their own end. It looks like we have another substitution coming in shortly. Seeing Diego Gonzalez getting ready to come into the game for Caledon. At the next available opportunity, as this one's going to go back for Milicevic. Back in for Quiroga. Finds a player in the midfield, and Alves. Alves, though, can't get any further as Kalula is able to take it away from him. As St. Anthony is now going to try and come quickly the other way. There's a ball played in through over on the left side. Can't find anyone. Gets intercepted. Now Alves comes right back at it for Caledon. Here comes the centering pass in for Badunas. Badunas, though, can't get it forward. As tracking all the way back, though, was Rodriguez. And he's able to take it away from the Caledon player. Here comes the play in the midfield. Panuccio. Working with his teammate here. Gets that past us, Panuccio. Kalule. Switching it over to Al Badri. Into the midfield. Natoli's going to try and flick this one forward. And Grant will call it off as Rodriguez was trying to get onto the end of that one. He wasn't able to. Badunas almost lost it in his feet for a second there. Panuccio went down to the ground and tried to get it, couldn't get to it. And now Alves is going to play this one through for Ellerton, and it's going to be offside. As Ellerton was coming in close there. Brundia ran out of his goal, though, to challenge the oncoming striker, but it's going to be called back for the offside. Referee is going to have a word with Rodrigo Quiroga here, maybe expressing a little bit of frustrations there. But they give themselves a little bit of a high five. All is cool between the two of them, and play will resume. Johnson. He's going to lob this one up the field. Had it away by David. Finds it to Milicevic. Milicevic just has that one roll off his foot, however, and it's going to go for a throw-in for Ottawa. Throw-in will go down the line, headed away again by Milicevic. This time he's going to choose to go towards the midfield for Panuccio. Panuccio switches this one over to Corsi. Corsi's got Al Sharif down to his left, and he's going to make that run as Al Sharif, and Corsi's going to play it down to him. Al Sharif trying to get by, but Renzima with a huge sliding challenge. And the referee says that's all ball. And play's going to resume the other way as Al Sharif is slow to get back up to his feet. Play's going to be halted here, and Caledon's going to be making a substitution here. Diego Gonzalez will be coming into the game, And he's going to be replacing Rodrigo Quiroga. So Quiroga will be the player coming off here. So changes in all the attacking players now for Caledon FC. Brand new forces up top with Alves, Ellerton, and now Gonzalez up on the top for Caledon, as the referee is going to tell Ramjohn to back up that throw and get it back to his original position. Selling it through is David. Down for Milicevic. Trying to play a little 1-2 there with Gonzalez, but it just touched it too far ahead. Milicevic can't get to that one. And it's going to go for a throw-in for Ottawa and deep into territory. Now they're going to use this opportunity to make a change themselves. Player coming off is going to be Sebastian Rodriguez. So Rodriguez is the player coming off, and coming in is Michael Bastianelli. So Bastianelli will come into the central midfield, and that's going to move Natoli over to a striker position, it looks like, for the meantime. Play's going to resume here. We're almost at the 40-minute mark. No score in this men's Ontario Cup final between Caledon FC and Ottawa St. Anthony, as the Ottawa St. Anthony defense is put under a little bit of pressure here, as it's going to be forced to turnover here. And it's going to be Alves for Caledon. He's going to play it over into the right corner. Trying to cut inside, but can't get anywhere. And Al Sharif is able to take it away, as it's going to hit it up for Natoli. Natoli trying to get it forward, and the ball will find its way to the foot of Medwin, as he'll hit this one off to David. David over now to Gonzalez. Gonzalez gets tracked back by Halu, and Halu's going to force the turnover there, and Ottawa's now going to get that ball right back into their feet. Spring, deep ball over here on the near side. Great touch, though, from Al Badri, able to settle it. Finds Kalule. Kalule gets away from the first player there, and he passes one off over to Corsi over on the far side of the field. Corsi's going to lob this one up, trying to get it to Bastianelli, and he collides with Renzima, and it's going to be a free kick. Toronto FC is the official premier partner of Ontario Soccer as the presenting partner for the Ontario Player Development League, the province's youth high performance league. Their commitment to the game in Ontario is unrivaled. Visit TorontoFC.com for tickets and more. That is Toronto FC. As this play will resume here with Ottawa's St. Anthony in possession with Kalule. Kalule's trying to work his way in through. The referee says play on, as here comes Caledon coming the other way as Gonzalez try to play a ball up the middle, but it gets read there by Johnson. He's going to pass it off to Bastianelli, as the ball's going to go over to the left side too far, though, for Al Sharif, and Grant's going to watch this one roll out of play and out for a goal kick. Again, both these two teams haven't had the most fantastic of seasons in the OSL and in their Ottawa Carleton leagues. Neither of them were at the top of their standings, but when it comes to a championship, when it's one game means it all, that's what happens when you get it in. Anything can happen, in these two teams, despite being in mid-tables in both their seasons, just show on any given day, any team can come out and pull the victory, and these two teams are showing here so far in this game why they belong here in the final. They've both been playing very strong, and this has been a very even match between these two strong teams. So it's likely going to come down to that first goal is going to be all critical to see how the rest of the game will progress, or will it become just a one-goal game. Anything can happen here. It's still a couple of minutes left to go here in this first half. So here comes Johnson. Brings it down on the near side for Al Badri. Al Badri down the line finds Halu. Halu gets knocked down behind by Milicevic. And the referee's just going to have a quick word with the Caledon player. That's going to prevent Ottawa from playing this in quickly. And he's just going to get a final warning here from the referee. But play will resume in here with the St. Anthony free kick. Al Badri's a little upset now. Now his one option of who he wants to pass to is covered. But Bastianelli will come in from the short, and he'll allow them to play a low 1-2. Now for Spring. Spring brings it back over here to Al Badri once again. Down the side for Halu. Halu's going to carry this one up. Gets it down to the right side. Natoli. Natoli's circling around. He's got a player running in behind him on the overlap, but he's going to bring it towards the middle of the field. Leaves it for Panuccio, who doesn't get much onto this one. Much to the dismay of Coach Gatto, who I think smashed a water bottle there in frustrations coming in from that shot there. And Grant's going to take a few seconds before picking up that ball. But there you go. That's just the intensity and the meaningfulness of this Ontario Cup final and how much it means for both these two teams. Settled in. Panino down to the right side. Ramjohn, he's going to try and cross this one in. Getting up high is Johnson. Ball still loose, and it comes out through the other side. Play is still going in as Alves tries to go forward. He tries to put his hand up saying handball. The referee said he saw that but disagrees, and play will resume as Panuccio dances his way around two attackers, and he's able to get the ball off onto the near side for Al Badri. And Al Badri's ball, though, not good enough, and Renzema is able to settle it down now for Caledon. This one hits off of a St. Anthony player last, and it's going to be a Caledon throw, as we're going to have to take a look towards the fourth official in just a moment's notice to see how much additional time. And there's nothing here, as we're going to go straight in towards the halftime break. No added time here in this game. And at the break, it's in this men's Ontario Cup final. It is Caledon FC 0, Ottawa St. Anthony 0. I'd like to thank everyone who's tuned in for this match, and as usual, we'd like to thank you to Ontario Soccer Partners Soccer Express for their first-class support. As Canada's premier dealer, Soccer Express has everything needed to take your game to the next level. Visit www.soccerx.com to check out the latest gear from Adidas, Nike, Puma, Admiral, and more. This has been Martin Ohms here with your play-by-play commentary. Guys, don't go anywhere, folks. We're going to go towards the halftime break right now, and we'll be back in a few moments with the second half in the men's Ontario Cup final.
All paths will lead to Southern Ontario in the spring of 2019. From March 1st to 3rd, London will play host to the Ontario Soccer Summit. Tickets for your personal and professional growth go on sale November 1st, and with it, a whole roster of 2019 speakers. This is your chance to further the development in your game and further it in ours. This is your chance to discover, develop, and excel.
I want to ask you, what is it you want to do?
Yeah.
So you've been working on some things in the community, youth focused, and still in its infancy, so I won't put you on the spot too much, but just sort of tell us what your goals are there in trying to reach out to the soccer community as a whole, and what you're looking for there.
Well, I want to see this game develop in Canada. I think we have a unique opportunity, and the time is now with the World Cup coming here in 2026 to really take this game to the next level. I've saw enough movements, whether it be with television numbers or participation or excellence coming out of the Greater Toronto area and indeed the entire country of Canada, to make me think that this is it, this is where it's happening, and this is it now, and I want to be part of that. Because everybody wants to be part of something special, and I'm exactly the same, and I think something special is happening right now, and I have a great passion for community. I love being out there and meeting people and using the skills that I have as a person, or I had as a soccer player, which to me, you know, I was always a captain. I have leadership skills. I have attributes that can make a difference to a kid or to a team or to any organisation, and I just want to figure that out. I think that we're on the right path, but there's many ways that we can improve our elite pathways. I want to see the 5 lads that make it into that team for the 2026 World Cup, or I know maybe the 19 Women's World Cup's probably coming a bit soon, but the 2023 next Women's World Cup, you know, there's fantastic participation, boys and girls, in this province, and we have a lot of talent, and I just think there's some areas that we need to tweak a little bit to maximise that talent.
Ontario Soccer is redefining the way that a sports organisation should engage with its partners.
It is a privilege to work with Ontario Soccer.
I think it's very exciting times for Ontario Soccer.
Ontario Soccer has been a great partner.
Their value system is a great alignment with the Gatorade brand.
Partnership is truly a give and take, and mostly it starts with giving, and that's why they've been such great partners.
What really makes us different is our reach, our relevance, and our resources. In terms of reach, we're connecting with almost 1 million Ontarians that are passionately connected with the game of soccer as players, as coaches, as match officials, and as volunteers.
The organization is growing so rapidly, and just the fan base.
The leadership, the teamwork, the communication skills.
The representation, and just the people in general.
We work with a number of UEFA federations back in Europe. We work with the NSCAA in America, working with Ontario Soccer. Really gives us, you know, significant credibility across Canada.
The relevance really speaks to how we connect with the grassroots and all the people that are playing and consuming the game of soccer.
Ontario Soccer obviously provide a platform for kids to play soccer, which is, you know, the numbers are huge, and the sort of excitement and the enthusiasm for the game is absolutely massive.
They are engaged with 650 plus clubs, academies, and regions across the province, and it helps us immensely to reach our target demographic.
The game of soccer evolves, and you have to evolve with it or you'll be left behind, and I think Ontario Soccer is at the forefront of youth development and grassroots soccer.
The resources is really summarized by our market-leading talent that we have as part of our Ontario Soccer team, but also the bricks and mortar that is really exemplary with our Ontario Soccer Centre that truly acts as the pinnacle of the game across Ontario.
Their team really is best in class at understanding our brand and really ideating around how we can come together to collaboratively elevate the athlete experience.
For us, one of the other things that was key was the relationship that we've had with Bjorn Osiek. Bjorn was a customer in the past. He's a great ambassador to our company, and he's also a close friend.
And all this together really makes us the ideal partner for anyone wanting to play in the soccer space.
So what does a coach look like who's sort of doing the right things, and what does a coach look like who's maybe not doing necessarily the right things to keep those kids in the game?
The coach that has the connection or relationship to the players and understands them aside from the X's and the O's, the technical, the tactical, all that stuff, those are the ones that are going to have players continue to come back. You know, it's not always about, you know, reaching a national team or playing for a scholarship. Very few players get that opportunity. We have a big base, so it's about, you know, giving players the opportunity, if they want to get there someday, to be in the environment to get there, but also giving them the opportunity just to play soccer for life. And I think that, you look and ask the number one reason why players stop playing, it's not fun. And why is it not fun? Because they generally don't like their coach. They might not like behaviors. There's something about it that we have in our own control that has basically turned them off for the large part.
So what would that be? What would be something that would turn someone off?
Not enjoying a practice. The traditional getting there and working on fitness and not touching a soccer ball for the first 20 minutes of a practice. Kids love to play. Joystick coaching on a sideline. Players play, coaches coach. We should do our coaching in the training sessions, on the sideline with the players, let the players on the field play. Yes, you want to give some instruction on certain things, but you hear those coaches running up and down the sideline, screaming and yelling instructions, and players, as a player, I used to hate it. As a coach, I hate it even more. I think for us, it's giving those simple things, eliminate some of those, and that'll make a big difference.
Week in and week out, League One Ontario is where the best players in Ontario run their game. Over the last 4 years, more than 100 athletes have moved on to pro clubs locally and abroad. Hundreds more have found opportunities across North America with post-secondary scholarships. With 13 teams in the women's division and 17 in the men's, there is a Pro-Am squad in your area looking for the next star in the making. League One Ontario, where the next generation of stars plays today.
And welcome back to the Ontario Soccer Stadium here in Vaughan, Ontario for second half action in the Men's Ontario Cup final between Caledon FC and Ottawa St. Anthony. No score between these two teams. Have had a couple of good chances going on both ways. This game really just has the makings of a one-goal game, or this game going all the way straight to penalty kicks. If this game does remain tied after this next 45 minutes, we'll go straight to those kicks. This is Martin Ohms here giving you the play-by-play commentary as the two teams get ready to get back onto the field of play. Let's recap that first half. We had a great opportunity early coming in for Ottawa St. Anthony. It was Natoli who was sent in through, able to shake away the defender, create some space, had a great looping shot, but Matthew Grant stretched out wide, getting a nice left hand onto the diving to his left to make a huge save there. And going over on the other side, it was a post coming in from Jordan Pitchen, and he was able to get sent in on a breakaway, able to slide it by the goalkeeper, Marco Brundia, but it wasn't able to avoid the iron as it hit off the post and got cleared away. So we definitely have seen the opportunities appear for these two teams, but we'll have to see, will either of them be able to break free and get a goal as this Ottawa St. Anthony squad will come back on the field to play. They're in the blue and whites. They'll be going from your right to your left for this upcoming half. And it's going to be in the all blacks. It's going to be Caledon FC going from your left to your right on your screens back at home. Caledon FC currently plays in the Ontario Soccer League. They currently have a record of 5-3-2 in that league, sitting around mid-table there, going against this Ottawa St. Anthony squad. 7-5-3 in the Ottawa Carleton League, also sitting around the mid-table there. But today, these two teams have been showing what they should be top-class teams in Ontario, as they've been showing off so far in their skills today. As the two teams get ready to take their time getting back onto the field to play. Not seeing any brand new faces on the field just yet. See, Trevor Turner has returned back onto the field. He's going to be there, as well as looks like no changes are coming in for Caledon. So we see Ellerton remaining in the striker position, working with Alves starting out this second half. So final ready here. 45 minutes left to go here for this Men's Ontario Cup Championship. And it's going to be Caledon with the opening kickoff with Allerton. He's going to pass it off to Badunas, but a little bit of a head start there. And it's going to be called back here as the second half is not officially underway as of yet. Now it is. And we're back underway here at the Ontario Soccer Centre Stadium. This ball is going to be instantly played into the corner. Al Badri is going to get put under right away, and Kalule has to deal with two Caledon players, but he's able to shake them off and get the pass down for Corsi. Corsi's going to send this ball up the field for Turner. Turner, 11 goals so far this season. He's going to be looked at to be that player to lead those goals for this Ottawa St. Anthony squad, as it's going to get played over to Al Sharif. He's going to try and switch it over to Natoli. And there is David able to head it aside, and it's going to be knocked up the field by Medwin. He's not able to find Ellerton up onto the top of the field, and Al Badri is going to try and settle this one down. Bring this one all the way back in for Spring. Spring's going to switch this one first time over to the near side for Al Sharif. A little miscommunication between Panino and his defender, Ramjon, and that's going to allow Ottawa to get that ball right back. And it's going to be switched over to the far side. Diving, though, to keep it in play is Al Badri, and Kalule gives him a thumbs up there. Great effort to keep that one in, as Ellerton's able to block a return pass. As Spaduna's trying to go forward, but Spring slides in, and it boots this one right back down the field of play. Settled in and around midfield. Alves got a knock onto the back there. Ottawa is claiming that they got all ball there, but the referee already blew the play dead, and it's going to be a free kick for Caledon. Medwin's going to play this one in quickly, and we to return back onto the field of play here for Caledon, as they're going to try and see if they can play a ball in. Able to get it in to the left side is Gonzalez. Milicevic all the way back for David. Badunas has a player checking in, and Panino. Panino's going to dummy this one as it goes in through onto the right side, and it has to get cleared away by Spring. And it's going to be a deep throw-in for Caledon in the early moments of this second half. Ramjon going to play this one in quickly. Gets the return pass, and he's going to cross this one in. No black jersey, though, onto the penalty area, but goes as far as Medwin tries to shot. That takes a deflection, is blocked, and sliding out of his goal has to be Brundia, as Ellerton was ready to come after that deflected ball. And it was Brundia came quickly out of his goal to slide onto that one, and he'll send this one down the field quickly for Turner, and it's going to be David who will be heading that one out of play and out for a throw-in. Two teams had very long journeys to get here. Ottawa St. Anthony having to go defeat 5 different teams to make it here to this finals position. Caledon FC had to go through 4 themselves. So it's gone on since the beginning of May, and they have made this long jersey to get here to this finals position. Ottawa St. Anthony won through a penalty kick scenario in their quarterfinal match against the Polish Eagles from Kitchener. So they're very comfortable and know that type of situation, what it takes to be in there, as Caledon hasn't yet been in there, but we'll have to see as it progresses. And it's going to be a free kick going against Caledon, as coming in with some force there was Gonzalez trying to get to that ball. Nice moves coming in and through on the right wing, but they're going to force that one all the way back to Al Badri. Badri trying to send this one up the field. Can't find any blue jerseys, and Badunas can't go anywhere as Panuccio stripped the ball away from him. As here comes Ottawa coming in with some speed down the right side. Here comes Turner breaking in free over on the right flank. He's battling hard, and it looked like that hit it off of the Renzima last, and the assistant referee pointed towards the corner, and it's going to go for the corner kick. As good job there from the assistant referee, instantly following that play all the way there towards that touchline, and saw that Renzima just got that final touch in. Comes the corner kick opportunity for St. Anthony. Grant is trying to stand tall, battling against Turner there around his area. As the referee will blow this play on, and here comes the corner kick. It's a looping one. Grant comes out of his goal, and it's going to be a free kick going against St. Anthony. As the referee saw that one cleanly, and you saw it right away as Grant tried to go up for the punch, and he got interfered with as he was jumping up for that one. And it's going to be a free kick going in the favor of Caledon after that corner kick. That was one high looping corner, though. When you have so many bodies there, that just creates chaos amongst every team because you have no idea who's going to get on to the end of that one. And more importantly, when is that ball going to drop? Medwin gets it over to the right side for Ramjohn. Ramjohn's going to bring this one into the corner. Ramjohn gets a nice little crossing, but right to the waiting hands, though, of Brundia in goal. That won't trouble him at all, as we're going to have a substitution coming up shortly. Jeffrey Gonzalez is getting ready to get back into the game in here for Caledon. He started on the game here, got substituted late in the first half, and he's ready to get back on. Turner. Al Sharif back in for Turner. Turner battling with Ramjohn, both of them sliding back and forth, and it's going to be Caledon who comes out with it. And here comes the ball sent in through for Ellerton, but just too far ahead for him, and Brundia is able to get to that one. Good ball there from Michael Panino. Ottawa trying to come quickly the other way as Al Sharif can't get it by Medwin, though. Medwin's been a rock in the defensive midfield position, but a nice sliding play from Panuccio will shut down that run, and he's going to try and return the favor and attack himself as Panuccio gets away from Panino, gets away through a second player, gets through a third player, still trying to go there, and finally gets brought down. And his referee was looking to play advantage there as Panuccio was standing on his feet there, but then realized no more advantage being fought there, and it'll be a free kick. So the referee was going to call advantage earlier, and it's going to be Al Sharif who picks up a yellow card for a previous foul from behind the play. And so it's going to be Osama Al Sharif entering the book for Ottawa St. Anthony, as the referee is going to start looking towards utilizing those books here in the second half. No arguments, though, coming in from the Ottawa player. Looked like he was expecting that one. That's going to be lobbed in by Corsi. This is another one. Grant's calling for that one, and great job there from the Caledon keeper as he's able to hang on to that one. He's going to roll this one out quickly to Milosevic, and play will resume here. Over on the left side, it can't get that ball up for Badunas as it goes in through over on the right side now for Ottawa. Good pressure there as Milosevic works together with Badunas to knock that one out of play as they'll go for another throw-in for Ottawa. Looks like a second player is getting ready to come in as well for Caledon. Not able to make it just yet as Ottawa gets another opportunity for a throw-in, getting closer and closer towards that Caledon goal. Throw-in will get taken, brought this one all the way back for Johnson. Kalule, though, gets to knock it away from him, and Kalule will get called for a free kick, and Caledon's going to play this one in quick. Alves down the left side, can't get it up for Ellerton. Al-Badri trying to get it by Alves. Alves once again hits it forward, and Alves got knocked down after the play was passed on, and he's holding his leg there. Panuccio, though, doing good sportsmanship there, making sure that the Caledon player is okay and helping him get back onto his feet, and it'll be a free kick for Caledon. It's going to be Medwin here on the ball here as play will resume. Those two players still not ready to get onto the field of play just yet. Might be able to now with a Caledon throw-in. And yes, they will be able to. And as we're going to see Rodrigo Quiroga come back into the game, as well as Jeffrey Gonzalez. Diego Gonzalez will be one of the players coming off. And the second player is going to be Jeffrey Alves. So Alves and Gonzalez are the two players coming back on, and Quiroga and Gonzalez will be the two players returning back onto the field of play. So Quiroga, he was one of the players who was able to create some opportunities. He's going to try and see if he can do so once again, being more of an attacking threat with Ellerton up top for Caledon. As this one's getting lobbed over, trying to get to Ellerton. Is going to fall for Quiroga. Can he do something with this? Pass it back in for Medwin. Medwin fakes the shot. He's going to cut inside for Quiroga. Quiroga still has the ball on his feet. Good battle there. He's waiting for the player to come around him, and he's able to get that ball over to Milicevic. Milicevic is joining him into that corner as it goes all the way back now for Medwin. Medwin fakes the shot once again, gets to a left, crosses it over, set in by Ellerton. Cleared away by Spring. To the point, though, David, and he fires that one over the goal. Ellerton was able to settle that ball off the cross. Had a good opportunity there, but it got taken away from him. Spring, last second, just knocked that ball away from him before Ellerton can get that opportunity onto goal. Like we've mentioned, we've had a full slate, great weekend of games here in the Ontario Cup Finals, and it's being finalized here this weekend with this men's Ontario Cup Final. Great game here on hand. And you can believe it, this is a 0-0 game, but Medwin falls down, and that's going to allow Turner to go forward. Turner's going to go through in the middle, but sliding there is Badunas as he shuts down that run coming in from Turner. Now Caledon was screaming they want to go quickly the other way, but that wasn't a good ball being sent forward there, and it's going to roll all the way to Brundia, who's going to roll it out to the right side for Al Badri. Al Badri's carrying this ball up, leaves this one for Rodriguez. Back it goes now. Johnson trying to find Turner, gets it knocked away from him by David. And now Medwin's going to play a high ball up into the corner. That's going to fall perfectly to the foot of Ellerton into the left corner. Here comes Ellerton. He's got 4 players running into the penalty area. Trying to get that ball in, and he gets it over to Quiroga. Quiroga's going to shoot that one in, trying to get to Gonzalez, just a touch too far ahead from him, however, and it's going to go right to the hands of Brundia. Caledon putting in some pressure here in this second half, though. It was a lot of chances coming in for Ottawa St. Anthony, and now Caledon's starting to get some momentum going forward. What will Ottawa do to shut this down, as it's going to be Natoli sending this one through for Turner. Can Turner make some magic happen? Turner trying to cut around. He falls down as he loses his balance, trying to regain it to get to the inside. He did a little cut back in, and doing so lost his balance, however, and it goes through, and Grant getting a little bit casual there. Didn't see Natoli running in there. Natoli almost caught the Caledon keeper napping there, as Grant last second, though, clears that one away for a throw-in. Trying to chip this one forward, can't get it into Turner, and Grant will be able to grab that ball. Comes a boot down the field coming in from Grant. Like we said, that wind is going towards the far side of the field. Everyone's drenched in towards the jackets and blankets as they have that wind going straight at them on the fan base. And that's just led to a lot of the kicks being brought over to that far side as we have a handball being called against Caledon. As we're just past the 58-minute mark here. Just over half an hour left to go here. No score between Ottawa St. Anthony and Caledon FC in this men's Ontario Cup final. But let's see if Panino can work this one over midfield. He's going to get that pass, though, in behind Gonzalez, however. And Al Badri's going to continue forward with Rodriguez. Natoli down to the left wing. Here is Al Sharif. Al Sharif going to go against Ramjohn. Battle one-on-one against him. Al Sharif able to get a low drive, and there is Renzema, though, as this play is getting called all the way back. The referee yelling all the way back something, and it's going to be a yellow card issued behind the play towards the Ottawa St. Anthony player. I believe that was Panuccio who is going to enter the book here. Clearly must have said something, and the referee had to call this one all the way back. And it is Panuccio who gets a yellow card now for Ottawa St. Anthony, as we'll resume play with a corner kick for this very same team. As Renzema got on the end of that one. This one's going to get lobbed in. There's the header there from Kalule. This one's going to be kept in over on the far side, though. Second chance. That one gets blocked. And here comes Ellerton clearing this one away. Ellerton going to leave it down the left side for Milicevic. Milicevic, back it goes now for Gonzalez. Panino falls down around midfield. Play still resumes, though, as Spring will bring this one all the way back in for Brundia. And play will be settled down and relaxed once again. Good corner kick was taken. Kalule was able to get onto the end of that one, but no one was there to get that second touch in, as it's going to be a throw-in once again for Ottawa St. Anthony in Caledon territory, as we see Kevin Omakwa coming back into the game. He's ready to get back in for Caledon. Al Badri able to find Rodriguez. Rodriguez falls down, and that's going to continue here for Medwin. Medwin gets his ball up for Quiroga. Quiroga gets over midfield. He's got some pace here. This is a good break coming in from Caledon. Sends that ball over to the right side. Coming in is Badunas. Crosses this back over. He falls down as this one crosses that one over to the other side and out for a goal kick. And the referee's telling the Caledon player, get up. No problems there, as here comes the substitution coming in from Caledon. As coming into the game is Dom D'Agostino. He's going to replace Michael Panino. So D'Agostino, new introduction into the game. And Kevin Omakwa is going to come into the game. He's going to replace Noel Ellerton on the striker position for Caledon. Experts in the field of youth concussion, Holland Bloorview Kids Rehabilitation Hospital formed a collaboration with Ontario Soccer. This partnership will improve concussion awareness and education to ensure the improved safety of youth soccer players across the province. To learn more about the services at the Holland Bloorview Concussion Center, please visit hollandbloorview.ca/concussion. As we have a handball coming in there from Turner, right off of that goal kick, and play's going to resume here for Caledon. It's the first touch here for D'Agostino. D'Agostino places one into Omakwa. Omakwa still going with it, passing this one over. Finds a teammate there in Badunas. They're trying to lure it in there for Quiroga. Can't find him, as Al Badri will slop that ball aside for throw-in. Caledon continuing the pressure here. They've had a majority of the possession chances in this second half, as a referee just blowing the play dead. Wants to have a word with two of the players there as they're jostling for position. That's Al Badri and Quiroga. And it looks like he's just going to have a quick word with both of them, make sure everything's okay between the two of them before allowing this throw-in to take place. Finds his way now then in. Quiroga down for Milosevic. There goes a foot poking that ball away, and it's going to be a corner kick for Caledon. They haven't had many opportunities over here on the corner kicks, and now they're going to get presented with one here, as they're going to try and crowd around that goal area of Marco Brundia. This one's going to go towards the near post, headed away though, and knocked aside by Al Badri. Not a great corner kick taken there from Caledon, as they were hoping to get that one a little bit closer towards that near post. Great crowd here on hand, though, at the Ontario Soccer Centre, cheering on these two teams coming all the way from Caledon and Ottawa. A lot of local fans tuning in as well, trying to check out the top quality action in the Men's Ontario Cup Final. As play is going to resume here with Cameron Medwin. Gets it inside for D'Agostino. A bright orange cleat sticking out here onto the field as it falls in for Badunas. He tries it. That takes a block in, but Omakwa would have been offside though. Nice little tee up there from Stavros Badunas. He tapped that up to himself and volleyed first time, but a huge block coming in from Kieran Spring blocks that one. And Omakwa, it was offside, however, and that's going to be what blows the play dead, as it looks like we're going to be having a substitution shortly coming in for Ottawa St. Anthony. Loop this one for Kalule. Settled in by Al Sharif. Al Sharif, he's shown some good ball movement, some good ball control, as he's able to get this one over to the right side for Johnson. Johnson's going to loop this one high in the air, trying to get to Natoli, but David is able to win that one in the air, and we're going to go right back forward as Spring falls down after that collision with Omakwa, and Omakwa's just going to apologize for that collision and make sure he's okay and help him get to his feet. Referee's going to blow the play dead. He's going to run over it as Marco Brishtik, and he's going to have a word with Coach Nicolas Gatto. Yes, Coach Gatto not happy with some of the calls being played here. Probably expecting some cards happening here as well. So just making sure he calms down the coach of the Ottawa St. Anthony, making sure they're on the same page, and play will resume. Nice little ball in, settled in by Kalule. Gets it over to the right side, Al-Badri. Al-Badri sends this one out for Turner. Turner back for Al-Badri. This one's going to be a good play. Goes towards the far post. Settled in for Natoli. Nice little turn. Natoli, can he pull the trigger? He should have probably pulled it the first time, and he runs out of space and time. I think he had enough time to pull it to the trigger the first time, but decided to try and take a second touch, and it gets cleared away by Caledon FC. Here they come now the other way. Omakwa. He's got Gonzalez over to his left, so he's going to try and take it on himself. Now he plays that low ball in, just too far ahead, though, for Gonzalez. This game's starting to open up once again. It's been a little bit tight so far this second half, but those two quick plays are opening the field up once again. Al-Badri getting put under some pressure. He's able to get the pass off, though, towards Johnson. And screaming for that ball is Al-Sharif. And it's going to find its way to Kalule, though, instead. Kalule jumping for that ball. The referees play on here as the ball finds its way all the way back into Grant. The referees allowing these guys to play physical here. And we've had no issues with that. As it's Johnson's going to head this one on for Turner. Turner trying to leave this one back in for Rodriguez. It doesn't make it away onto him as Milosevic will pass it on. Quiroga trying to play a through ball in, not on the same page as Gonzalez, and this one will roll all the way to Burundia and goal, and he'll take some seconds here, reset his team, reset the forces before passing that ball on to Johnson. Little block there from Milosevic. Milosevic way out of his position right now. He's going to be on the forecheck right now. Can Ottawa do anything out of that? No, David, who was covering for him in that position, blocked that one as Ottawa wanted to take that throw in quickly, but they want to make a substitution as well, and they're going to make this change. Coming off the field to play. Looks like it was Turner who was the player coming off. And Luigi Santabano is the player who will come in. So Santabano will come in towards the central midfield. That's likely going to move up Natoli up to a striker position. As play is going to resume here for Ottawa St. Anthony. A new player introduction here in Santabano. As we got a player down injured towards on the far side of the field. And the referee's going to blow the play dead as a Caledon FC player. I think that's Milosevic, who's down onto the field clutching his knee right now. And the medical staff will get called on to take a look at the injured player. Just a reminder, after this cup tournament culminates, we have the added prize of the National Club Championships in the men's division. That will be in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, after what's been a grueling tournament that commenced in May, with more than 600 teams drawn into either a knockout round or round-robin style tournament here in the Ontario Cup, which is one of the oldest sporting events in the country, as it was first staged in 1901 and has operated continuously with the exception of the World War II period. Been a great championship so far. We've seen two games already today in the under-17s with the boys and the girls final, with Vaughan Azzurri taking home the championship over Ajax FC in the under-17 boys. And in the under-17 girls, it was the Burlington Bayhawks picking up a 4-0 victory over the Salt Fleet Stony Creek squad there earlier today. Milosevic is able to get to his feet and goes towards the sideline. And play will resume in here with the drop ball. And Ramjohn is just using the roller a little bit here. as they're just waiting for Ramjohn to get back in position, and Omeko will give this one back to Ottawa possession, and we're back underway here as Milicevic will also return back onto the field to play. He's going to be okay. So full strength for both teams as the play will resume at the Ontario Soccer Centre. There's a high ball up. David gets up high, lets out a huge grunt as well, but it's going to follow its way through, and a high shot coming in from Rodriguez, and there's going to be a foul coming in as Rodriguez got fouled after he took the shot there, and it's going to be a free kick going against Badunas after that collision. This is a great opportunity for Ottawa St. Anthony to get a shot coming in from this sort of distance. So Rodriguez took that shot, and his back leg got taken out as he took that shot. Just under 20 minutes left to go. This game does remain tied. We go straight to kicks from the penalty spot, just as a reminder. But we have a great opportunity here with a free kick. Natoli likely will be the taker here. Here's Natoli, and he doesn't get that one around the wall as they'll hit off of the edge of the wall for the Caledon players, and he'll go out for a corner kick. This one's going to get lodged in here. A huge crowd in. And this one's another push. This one's going to get called as Renzema will fall down to the turf. And the referee has been there. He's been watching those huge crowds. And he's been able to call the fouls there on yet another one inside the penalty area off the corner kick. Play will resume with Medwin heading this one up. Settled in as Quiroga. Gonzalez. Badunas. Badunas trying to find Omeko up top, can't find him, and now Rodriguez is going to come the other way for Ottawa. Here sends a deep high ball up for Natoli. Natoli's able to sell this one. He's got Al Sharif in behind him. Here comes Al Sharif. Al Sharif gets to his right foot. He's going to try and go for goal, and he lodged that one over as he's going to go over to the top corner as we saw Matthew Grant go with a nice little dive there to try and make sure that one didn't go into his net, as we're going to have yet another substitution coming in for Ottawa. And we have another introduction here as Sebastian Rodriguez will be the player coming off, and Nader Gadban is going to be the player coming in. So Gadban is going to get his first opportunity into this Ontario Cup final here, as we have another injured player in behind, and that was Ramjohn. We saw Ramjohn during the last injury pause come over here and looked like he was dealing with a cramp. He was asking for the roller from Coach Stephen Hill, and he was using the roller on the back of his legs. And it looks like the cramps might be a little bit too much there now for Julian Ramjohn. And teams are going to use this time to pause here and go towards the bench for a quick drink. Seeing Luca Condata, though, ready to come into the game if needed for Caledon FC. And he's going to jog towards the bench, get a little bit of a tactical talk with the team here, as the Ottawa St. Anthony players are just choosing to huddle around themselves around midfield and chat with one another. We got to make sure we thank our presenting partners for their continued support this entire weekend for the Ontario Cup. We got to make sure we thank SoccerX.com, Sports Engine, Toronto FC, and Holland and Bloorview Kids Rehabilitation Hospital. Thank you for your continued support of Ontario soccer. We, of course, had previously, we had the under 18 and under 21 finals as well happening. In the under 18 boys and girls final, Vaughan Azzurri took home both the titles there. And in coming over to the under 21 finals in the men's and women's, it was in the under 21 women's. Burlington defeated Markham 3-1, and Vaughan took home a third championship in the under 21 men's with a 2-0 victory over Niagara. Ramjohn takes off the shin pads. He's going to hobble his way off the field. Looks like his day is done. And it'll be Luca Condata who will be the player coming on the field to play. And he will replace the injured Julian Ramjohn. So it looks like Condada's going to fill in on a right midfield position, and that's going to drop D'Agostino to a right fullback position for Caledon, as it's going to be offside going against Natoli there. And he puts his thumbs up. He knew as well that he was offside. "15 minutes left to go here. No score between Ottawa St. Anthony and Caledon FC. And what's been a grueling, tight-fit match between these two teams. As the women's final we saw yesterday completed in a 0-0 draw. We'll be seeing the same here for the men's, as there's a hard collision in midfield. Going in Santabano, going into the back of Omakwa. You're going to have to start to look at your bench a little bit. When do you start thinking, when's that time you start to look towards your penalty kick takers? Who do you want on the field at this point in time? Maybe it's probably around that 85th minute mark you start to think about those decisions, but it's in the back of the heads as Quiroga is going to lob this one in. There's a header, and there's a goal! Take it all back as we got a goal for Caledon, and it's Milosevic who gets the header onto this one. And it's Nikola Milosevic got onto beautiful ball there from Rodrigo Quiroga, as we don't probably need those kicks, says Caledon, as the left back was able to put that one in, and it's 1-0 for Caledon over Ottawa St. Anthony, and it's the left back Milosevic who got that brilliant header over the jumping hands of Marco Brundia. And they have taken the lead here at the Ontario Soccer Center. That almost seemed to come out of nowhere. Got everyone excited, and Ottawa right away. 2 quick goal substitution comes in. As coming into the game, Turner finds his way back into the game, as does Rodriguez. The 2 starters right away, they got jettisoned off the bench, and Trevor Turner and Sebastian Rodriguez, they're going to take off Santabano, and I wasn't sure what the second substitution was, but they're going to get looked into to try and tie this game right back up. So at the 75th minute mark, it is Caledon who are able to make a breakthrough here, and they're going to try and use this force to get a second one. Badunas, Quiroga over to the right side. There's Condada. Condada's going to try and cross this one in. Just gets over the head. There's a loose ball over to the right side for Gonzalez. They all thought that was a handball there, but the referee pointed at the assistant referee saying he saw it, he saw nothing, and the play will resume. This crowd is starting to get antsy. No, we have our first goal of the game. This game likely is going to open up much more now. Caledon have put the pressure on, and the crowd is enthusiastic with the moves there from Quiroga. As we have a high clearance coming in from Spring, trying to keep this one in along the touchline, and Natoli not frustrated there. He's not getting a call. Medwin playing this one through, and Spring brings down Omakwa. He can't believe it there, and he hustles to get back into position. And the referee's going to call over the Ottawa player. One of the players must have said something afterwards, and that was Rodriguez. And I think Rodriguez must have said something after the play there to earn himself that yellow card. As it was originally, it was Spring who got the original foul. So Rodriguez finds himself into the book, 3rd yellow card for Ottawa St. Anthony. He's going to be joining Panuccio and Al Sharif into that referee's book here today. As it's going to be a free kick. Ken Quiroga, he sent in the beautiful cross that led to the first goal. Is he able to do here once again? Quiroga lobs this one in. Badunas gets a header onto that one again. But this time it goes into the waiting hands of Brundia. Not much power onto that header this time, as Brundia's kick goes towards that far side. Milosevic is going to let that one go out of play, and he wins his team a throw-in. Here comes the goal scorer with his throw-in right now. Sending this one into Omako. Him and Johnson going at it. And Omako is going to get called for holding on to Johnson there. And Ottawa's going to take this kick in quickly. Panuccio trying to get into the middle of the field. Can't get it over to Natoli as it settles in for Milosevic. Quiroga. Quiroga's going to carry this one up. He's going to try and send this one into Omako. Can't get it to a Spring. Clears this one aside. Kalule. Back it goes Panuccio. Natoli is back now. He's going to play a nice switch over to Albadri. Albadri tried to dummy this one, but Milosevic didn't fall for that one. And a great play coming in from the Caledon defender. Kicks that ball right off of the Ottawa player and wins his team a throw-in. But good job there from Milosevic. Didn't fall for that dummy run whatsoever there from Albadri. Switching this one over by Johnson. Panuccio hits this ball in forward, and Al Sharif can't get to that one as hitting it high in the air is Renzema. Johnson. As we have this field has suddenly just looked like it has spread out a little bit more as the players are wide open in the middle of the field now, as the defenses are so critical as the Condado forces a turnover. Sends it up to Omako. Omako, back it goes to D'Agostino. D'Agostino going to settle it now and pass it up to Quiroga. Quiroga faces the pass, and he's going to cut towards the middle. He gives it over to the right side now to Condada. Condada tries to play across, and that takes deflection, and Brundia will come out, and he'll grab that one. As Omako and Spring are having some words with one another as both of them are sprinting out of this one. And the referee says something towards the two of those players, probably getting them to calm down. As it looks like Jordan Pitchinen is ready to come back into the game as well, as the referee waves advantage after that challenge there against Albadri. Panuccio leaves this one to Al Sharif. Al Sharif trying to lodge that one in. Doesn't get a good touch into that one, and Medwin will leave this one up for Quiroga. Quiroga down in, finds Condada. Condada. Omako tried to hold his line, and so did Gonzalez, and neither of them were able to get to that pass, but finally gets over to Omako over to the far side, and it's going to hit off of the leg of Albadri last, and it'll be a throw-in going in for Caledon, as it looks like Pitchinen is ready to get back into the game, trying to decide if they're going to use this time right now to make the substitution or wait for their next possible moment. Throw-in will get taken, though. And it goes into the back line for Johnson. We also see a substitution getting ready here for Ottawa. And a second player coming up in here now for Caledon. So both players looking towards some fresh legs as Kalule got wiped out there from Medwin. He realized he got the foul. It goes over to the Kalule, gives him a high five there for that late challenge. And play will resume here for Ottawa. They're going to bring every attacking player they have on that bench now onto the field here as they're getting into 7 minutes plus added time. So it'll probably be, I'd estimate, 3 or 4 minutes right now. So about 10 minutes left to go here for Ottawa. Nice job there from Turner. He's able to break through. Turner over onto the right side. Turner still going with it. And finally Milosevic is able to poke that ball away from him. And he gets brought down hard by Natoli. And it's going to be a free kick right into that far corner on the field. Caledon just going to probably waste as much time as they can, utilize this clock nicely before setting up and to take any of their set pieces. As David's going to boot this one down the field, play this one down the line, colliding with Albadri there was, I think that was Quiroga, and it's going to end up going as a free kick right at midfield for St. Anthony. They're going to play this one into the ground for Johnson. They're going to bring this one all the way back to the near side for Spring. Spring, under some forecheck there from Badunas, is forced a little bit back. And now he's going to play this one up the field. And Medwin, though, gets to that ball first. Good battle there. And there was a hard pull there. Put the arm around Quiroga and brought him down onto the ground. That's a free kick going against Ottawa, and they're going to play this one quickly and try to catch Ottawa napping. Here comes Quiroga. Quiroga sends one in for Badunas and just too far ahead from him. The crowd all saw that through ball, and they saw the opportunity there, but that touch was just a little bit ahead. A nice little move there from Al Sharif. Al Sharif, and sliding in there, though, is Renzema. Great job there from the center back, shut it down. And there we go. There's the anticipation. There's the excitement we want to see coming in from these two teams. Rodriguez into the middle, trying to find Natoli. Can't get it forward. It gets cleared away and out. Ottawa's going to keep this one in play, though. Trying to get this one in. Can't turn around. Turner still trying to work his way through. Turner just couldn't get a good foot onto that one, though. That was the opportunity there for St. Anthony. As Trevor Turner had a good opportunity, just didn't have a good shot coming off of his foot. As this will finally allow the substitutions all to come back into the game here. Jeffrey Alves is ready to get back in, as well as Jordan Pitchinen. Those are the two guys getting ready to come back in for Caledon. They're going to replace Kevin Omakwa, and I believe that's Rodrigo Quiroga is the second player as well coming off the field. And substitution coming in for Austin Anthony, a new player coming in. It's going to be Faisal Al-Badri. We haven't seen him so far this game, and he's going to replace Gadban, who came in as a substitute here in the second half. So it's going to be Gadban coming off, and it's going to be Al-Badri coming in. Play is going to resume here. Panuccio. Al Sharif, he's showing some good flashes here on this left side. He's going to leave this one in for Al-Badri. Johnson over to Ali Al-Badri over on the right side. Ali Al-Badri trying to work his way through the defense. Can't work it, but he's getting some help there from Rodriguez. Rodriguez tries to cross this one in, but there's Renzema able to head it away. Badunas get the second one, and now Al-Badri with a bicycle trying to put them back under pressure, not able to do so. And Pitchinen, though, gives the ball right back into Ottawa possession. Rodriguez trying to switch this ball over, can't find his way over to the opposite side. And now Pitchinen's going to hold this one up, and it's going to be hit up high in the air by Alves. Pitchinen coming in as a sub. His job, be a nuisance up on the time. Him and Alves will get that ball, and he's going to hold that ball for a crucial few seconds in as he tries to get it off to Pitchinen. But Pitchinen was offside, however, and it's going to go back in for a free kick for Ottawa. Seeing another substitution coming in ready here for Caledon, another fresh face. I see David Salt ready to come into the game now for Caledon as Turner tries to work his way in through, but he's going to get called for a foul as he put his arm around the Caledon player before bringing him down. The physicality is starting to pick up. You're starting to see the relentlessness of these two teams. Caledon can see Saskatchewan within moments away right now. Looks like another player is getting ready to come in, and that's Lucas Halu ready to come back in. We saw him in the first half. He's ready to come in, but it's Pitchinen now over on the left side. Pitchinen gets brought down hard by Johnson as he looked like he went to the back of him. Pitchinen's a little bit slow to get up as it's going to be a free kick going for Caledon. Right now, if you're Caledon, you take your time, you put that ball into that left corner, and you try to kill some good seconds off of this clock. As you're seeing that clock starting to wind down, it's going to be Alves going in. He's going to call Pitchinen in for the short. And here it comes over now to Pitchinen. Pitchinen, though, he's going to get called for a foul against him. Put the arms up to try to shield the players in, and it's going to be called against him as it's going to be brought back into play. Al-Badri, Faisal Al-Badri. He's going to play this one in, finds it to Rodriguez. Rodriguez trying to get away from Medwin, try to play a through ball in, looking towards not going to get a call there as he tried to play that through ball in for Al Sharif. And it's going to go out for a goal kick. And here come some final substitutions in here. Ali Al-Badri, he's going to be called off. So it's going to be a defensive player coming off and an attacking player in Halu coming on here for Ottawa. As for Caledon, David Salt's going to check into the game. New player coming in, fresh legs, and he's going to replace Jeffrey Gonzalez. Salt is an extra center back in, so 5 at the back now for Caledon. And Salt's going to join in Renzima and David onto that back line. Comes Al Badri trying to play it over. There's David, though. He's able to block this one, and Alvis will shoot that ball right back in. As they're going to look towards the 4th official on the added time. It's going to be 4 minutes of added time left to go here. And this second half, Caledon lead in this men's Ontario Cup final. But here comes Pitchinen. He's going to try and send it through for Badunas. And there is Brundia, who is able to slide out, and he's able to get to that one. So close there, but Ottawa, though, not able to get any further. And there's a foul in behind the play against Rodriguez as Alves got taken down. Check that, Medwin got brought down. And it's going to be a free kick in Ottawa half. And Medwin's going to take a few seconds there. Was Caledon almost had a great opportunity going the other way, but we have just 4 minutes of added time left to go here for Caledon. They're just moments away from victory against Ottawa St. Anthony, coming all the way from the Ontario Soccer League. The Ottawa St. Anthony, long journey coming in through the Ottawa Carleton League. These two teams have had a long way of getting here, but Caledon currently ahead. They defeated Bradford. They defeated Ottawa International. They defeated Herbat St. Catharines, and then they took down Aurora in the semifinals, and they're just moments away from that Ontario Cup, as Medwin will be able to get to his feet, and the referee reminds him to stop the clock here, but it's going to be a Caledon free kick. Gets brought into the left corner, and here comes Alves. His job is to hold that ball into the corner, but he chooses to pass that one off, and that's going to give that ball into Ottawa possession. That's not what they want to do, as Johnson tries to go for it, and Alves, though, dives in there and slides that ball away from Al Badri. The throw-in goes this way. Quick 1-2. Here comes Al Badri. Plays a dangerous ball up the middle, and Ottawa just can't even get out of their own end right now. And here comes Pitchinen. Pitchinen into the middle for Badunas, and a big save, though, as Brundia is able to get high to his right. I was almost about to question Pitchinen there, choosing to cross that one in instead of trying to bring that one towards the corner. But he sent in Badunas, and Badunas almost ended the game right there. And it looks like he's gone down with a cramp, we'll say, after taking that shot, it looks like. As he looks to be stretching out the back of his leg right now. And it's going to be a substitution. Badunas is going to be coming off the field, and Gonzalez will come back onto the field. Looks like he hurt himself after taking that volley there, and he's going to jog himself off towards the sideline. Two Caledon players will come in for the corner. The Caledon players are all standing on the edge of their bench in anticipation right now. They're going to try and see if Ottawa can get this ball out. Good job there from Pitchinen. Pitchinen brings this one back into the corner, though. He falls down on top of the ball, and by falling on top of the ball, it's going to be a free kick. And Pitchinen's going to earn himself a yellow card there for a delay of game, as he's going to enter the book now. Ball was still rolling there, so the referee's going to ask for the Ottawa to retake the kick, and they are able to now. Can they finally get a rush off the field with Spring? Spring can't find anyone as D'Agostino puts this one back in. Rodriguez tries to slide for it. There's Al Badri sliding for it. Now David heads it up. Ottawa needs to get that ball into the Caledon end. Here comes Al Badri. He's going to slide and give it all. Getting up high, though, is David. Rodriguez, he gets brought down by Pitchinen. And it's going to be a free kick afterwards. And there's another kick getting passed over. And there's going to be a yellow card going after the play. And that's going to go towards Medwin for kicking the ball after the whistle was played there. And it's going to be another yellow card there for Caledon's Medwin. Everybody up now for Ottawa St. Anthony. This is the free kick they needed. I'm surprised the keeper is not even up on this type of situation. I'd be bringing everybody forward. Here comes that ball, played inside the penalty area. There's a header there, loose ball, cleared away though. And it's going to go all the way back. Natoli, he's saying he's going to give it back to you. Send it up the field, but not enough time as there goes the final whistle. And the Ontario men's Cup champions are Caledon FC with a victory over Ottawa St. Anthony. And it was a goal coming in from Nikola Milicevic in the second half on the header that separates these two teams. Congratulations go out to Caledon FC, and congratulations to Ottawa St. Anthony as well for making it to this final championships. But it's going to be Caledon who goes over to Saskatoon, and congratulations over to them. And thank you very much to everybody who's tuned in for this entire day, all weekend, for great Ontario Cup action. As this has been Martin Ohms here on to the commentary. We want to make sure we thank our partners here again for their continued support of Ontario soccer. That's Sports Engine, Toronto FC, Holland Bloorview Kids Rehabilitation Hospital, and SoccerX.com for their continued support. And thank you very much everyone who's tuned in here at the Ontario Soccer Centre in Vaughan, Ontario. Those in attendance, those have been there as Caledon comes home with the Ontario Cup Championship. But don't forget, next weekend we are back with even more Ontario Cup action, so don't go anywhere, folks. But for now, until next time, we'll see you guys later.